So obviously there are many reasons why I'm not successful and stuff. Obviously, like it's not just one reason. But I feel like one other reason is like you kind of don't deserve success. That's what I realized, at least for myself. That's why I like to really say for myself, because these are things that I self-reflect on, I just think about, and I'm like, oh fuck, this is probably why I'm broke. So I just feel like part of the reason why I am broke is because I just feel like you don't really deserve success. You're not like success, because if I ask you now, I'll say two reasons. There are many reasons, sure, but the one reason I just want to focus on is like you're like the person that doesn't deserve it. Because if I ask you now, why are you not making $10,000 a month? So obviously there are a million reasons why I'm not making $10,000 a month. But one of the reasons is probably because you are not just the person that deserves it. It's just let's think about it in terms of like dating and women and stuff. And that's something I've been considering lately, whether I should get into trying to date and all that. I don't even know, bro. Like maybe that will be another video for another day. Like if you think about a really hot girl now, like a girl that is 10 out of 10, for example, many guys are not going to be able to date that girl. And why is that? Because they are not the type of guy to attract a 10 out of 10 girl. Like they are basically not good enough to date a 10 out of 10 girl. Like that's basically one of the main reasons. I know if for whatever reason they end up dating this girl, the whole thing is going to fall apart. It's not going to last long, just because they are just very incompatible. You know, this guy is a 10 out of 10, this guy is a 2 out of 10, 3 out of 10. So the only girl that this guy can date successfully is only a girl that is also a 3 out of 10, just like him. So 3 out of 10, 3 out of 10, you know, they will like date perfectly. 10 out of 10, 3 out of 10, probably not very perfect. And also like I always used to say, take everything you hear with a grain of salt. Like I'm not an expert, I'm not a guru, I'm just a regular guy telling you what things I just think of randomly. So don't like try to say everything. Don't think everything I say is perfect. Okay, I'm not like I'm flawed. I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just telling you what I observed, what I think, what I feel like is the reason. So I feel like the same thing is in business, at least making money and stuff. The reason why you don't make $10,000 a month, $5,000, $20,000, because you're not the type of guy to do that. And how do you know like what are the traits of the type of guy? Because of course, like all these things, why I don't really like things, because it's like it's not just black and white. It's not just like one thing. Like there are so many variables, so it's not always correct. But in general, the guy that is capable of making $10,000 every single month is probably very consistent. The guy that is capable of making $10,000 every single month is probably very hardworking. The guy that's capable of making $10,000 every single month is probably somebody that chooses one business model and sticks to it. He doesn't start dropshipping today, then you know once it gets hard and he goes to watch Imagaji's video for inspiration. Imagaji talks about social media marketing, so he jumps to that 3 days later. And Hamza talks about owning a personal brand. He jumps to making videos just like this. Then far from week, he has been doing this like event series where he's talking about faceless channels. He jumps to faceless channels, and Tyson Ford will tell him copywriting is the best skill he can learn. And he jumps like, then Alex Mozi will tell him to go and learn sales. Like he jumps to like a person that makes $10,000 just looks for one business model that is proven to work and something he's probably interested in, whether he's passionate about it or like he sure cares about it. Let's say dropshipping. Looks at dropshipping and just sticks to it. Like he chooses it. Like a person that makes this $10,000 a month is somebody that is focused. Person that makes this $10,000 a month is somebody that doesn't spend most of his time. Like if you check like maybe screen time, he doesn't spend 80% of his screen time just watching random things on YouTube, or just scrolling on TikTok all day, or just like I don't know, checking off, being awake 3 a.m. in the night, check what he's doing and he's busting the nuts. Person that makes $10,000 probably doesn't do all these things. Instead, a guy that makes $10,000 is very consistent, you know, chooses one business model, sticks to it, very disciplined. He spends 80% of his screen time actually doing work. So maybe he does the work on his phone, on his laptop. He spends it actually doing work. At 3 a.m. when you wake up and look at what he's doing, he's not there busting the nuts. He's there probably doing like research, probably replying to some clients, probably editing a few videos, probably trying to download something. Maybe he woke up in the night because internet is cheaper, so you can use it to upload more videos, or you know, hop on the video call. The guy that is, you know, going to, like somebody that has all those traits, sooner or later that guy is just going to make $10,000 every month. The guy that has the skill, like when you now start to realize what is, I now started to realize that to some degree the most important thing is the skill, because the skill and the traits. Because let's just say skill, just to generalize it. Because the person that is just good at copywriting, for example, no matter how broke that guy gets, like it's almost like he has, like potential money always in his pocket because of this skill he has. Because he can basically go to any business owner or whatever and be like, hey, let me write good copy for you and you pay me, and he writes the copy and he's good at it and he gets the business results and business is going to be. Why? Because he has the skills. One thing I always like to ask, especially all those people that like to give excuses that, oh, the reason why I've not started my business or my side hustle or my whatever is because I don't have the right equipment. I always like to ask, like, let's assume the crappy equipment you have. So let's assume you want to do, let's say you want to be like a filmmaker, like me. I kind of want to be a filmmaker. So let's just say you want to be a filmmaker. So you need to be a filmmaker. You need like the fancy camera, you need the gimbal, the lens and the mic and the tripod. Like you need all these crazy equipment, right? But you don't have any of them. Let's assume you have a crappy phone. Let's assume you don't have an iPhone. Like me, I used to use Android. Yeah. Let's assume you have like some crappy Android phone with bad camera, or you have like a really really busted iPhone 6 that's part of the screen is blind, and you're like, oh, I want to do all this filmmaking and stuff. But your excuse then will not be like, I don't have the right equipment. And the things that you're right. But the thing I always like to ask is, if I collect that same crappy iPhone 6 from you and give it to a professional filmmaker, and I'm just like, just use this phone to make a film for me, do you think the guy is going to make a good film for that matter? The answer is probably yes. That professional filmmaker guy, obviously the film might not be like the best he can ever make, but he's going to make something very 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 good. He's going to make something super dope. Why is that? Because he has that skill, because he's good. So like it almost doesn't matter whichever equipment you give him, the guy is going to make something good out of it. So like the point I'm just trying to make is like, skill is maybe the most important thing, maybe not the most important thing, but it's one of the reasons why you or me, why we are broke, why we're not making this $10,000 a month yet. It's one thing I just realized that one thing I've been realizing that is like the business model is not the problem. Whether it's dropshipping or copywriting or SMMA or YouTube automation or whichever other one exists, those are probably not what is keeping you broke. Like, because you would think, oh, because if I learn trading I'll be rich, if I learn forex I'll be rich, if I learn crypto I'll be rich, if I learn YouTube, like, it's probably none of those. It seems just like your traits, your basic fundamentals are just bad. You are just not able to put in the work. You are just not able to be consistent. You are just not able to show up. You're just not able to stick to one thing for long enough. That's probably the reason. And let's almost say $10,000 is almost too like crazy. $10,000. Let's say that's too big. Let's say $1,000 every month. Since that sounds more realistic to you, have you? $1,000. It's still kind of the same principle. It's still kind of like, you just realize, at least for me, I just feel like doing basic things will get you there. You just have to do the basic stuff consistently. Like, you probably make $1,000 if you are uploading YouTube videos, decent, good YouTube videos consistently for 6 months. Especially if you can do it every day. There's a very very high chance you'll make up to $1,000. If you can do copywriting, writing decent copy and all that, and getting better and better and better, 6 months every day, there's a high chance you can make up to $1,000 from doing copywriting. Drop shipping, that's like whichever other one you can think of. So I just feel like the reason why is just like you don't deserve it. You don't deserve. You don't have the traits or the character of the man or the person that deserves this $10,000 every month. It's just like the guy and the girl example I made. The reason why this guy can't date this girl because he doesn't deserve her. He has not leveled up himself to be the type of man that is capable of dating this type of beautiful woman. Is capable of handling this type of high quality woman. So just go and focus on yourself. That sounds so cringe, but like just I'll say just kind of work on the fundamental stuff. work on the fundamental stuff. Stuff like being consistent, being disciplined, showing up, like just basic stuff like that. There's this practice they always do in the military, so I'm sure you might have heard of it before. But I think in the military, anytime they wake up, they're always instructed to make their beds. And why is that? Because making your bed doesn't make you successful. You know, you talking your bed, it doesn't make you fucking successful. The reason why is just like it's a basic skill, and the basic skill there is discipline. Basic skill is waking up, and even though you don't feel like it, you still go ahead and make the bed. Waking up, showing up every single day. You don't just make the bed today and you don't make it again tomorrow. You don't make it for the next one week. You make it every single day, whether you feel like making it or not. Like that, those are basic skills you are building. So I feel like you or me, or let me just talk about myself, I feel like I should go and work on those basic skills more. I need to work on those basic skills more. Also do you probably. But part of the reason, or one of the main reasons why you're still broke, of course you're not the man that deserves it. So make yourself the man that deserves it. And another last thing I'll just say is like, sometimes to make yourself the man that deserves it, you might not necessarily like just make the money immediately. Because just like I said, you might have, just like the making bed example I said, you might have to start from something basic like that. Like this is where you actually want to go. But if you just start from here, just like probably how you have been doing and I've been doing, you're just not going to, like, you're not going to make it. Like, you just keep trying to jump here, just keep trying to jump. Like, you're not always able to jump high enough. You're going to keep falling down. But if you start to climb the steps, and the first step could just be like making your bed. The next step could be like working out. The next step could be like maybe waking up early. The next step could be like, showing up, like not breaking your commitments, keeping your focus on one thing. Eventually, when you climb all these steps, you're going to climb them till you reach these points. But if you just try to skip these steps, like obviously the thing is like nuanced. It's not like correct. It's not like black and white. It's like if you just do this one thing, if you just make your bed, you become successful. So like, but just try to understand what I'm saying here. Like, if you just try to skip all these things and you're just still trying to jump, there's a high chance you might not just make it. I'm kind of talking from experience here. So I feel like we should work on those basic fundamental stuff. So simple stuff like, making your bed. Simple stuff like building the habit of doing what has to be done, not what you necessarily feel like doing. Like, of course, there's a place for passion and doing what you feel like and doing what you enjoy and stuff. But there are sometimes that you just have to do what has to be done. Like, work has to be done. Like, you just have to get it done. Whether you feel like or you don't, whether you're passionate about it or not, the work just has to get done. You have to develop all those little skills. And before eventually, you level up, you grow to this man that now deserves $10,000 a month. Like, I don't like using that word deserve because I hate the entitlement mindset and stuff. You shall level up to a reasonable level. But anyways, like I always like to say, take everything I say with a grain of salt. Me that's telling you why you're not making $10,000 a month. I'm not making $10,000 a month either. So at the end of the day, the main thing is to just put in the work. Just do it. That's basically it. Just okay. Just do the work. Just do what has to be done. Give yourself 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. As long as you stay focused on your part and you do what has to be done, there's a very high chance you also make $10,000 a month.